On this episode of Salute, the DoD is giving out aid for tuition. Find out if you qualify.
They're also giving away lotion for her ankles.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Here we go! 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 Here we go!
Welcome to Salute. This is, of course, the Veterans Podcast, where we salute the men and women who wore and are still wearing the uniform of the U.S. military. I am, of course, Joe Ugly, a U.S. Army vet.
I'm Shakaria.
She won't tell what veteran she is, which makes sense. She's a Marine. Anyway.
I don't need to tell. I just exude the best of the best. All
Okay,
right.
if that's what you want to say.
That's the truth, but we'll
Okay.
stick with it. All right, so starting on this October 1st, the military spouses will be eligible for up to $4,000 in tuition aid.
That's October of
First.
24.
2024, yes.
Okay.
So spouses of all service members in enlisted ranks will be eligible for $4,000 in tuition assistance program in records of, unemployment. So they're trying to boost employment. To be specific, the benefit will be available to spouses of members E1 to E9, W1 to W3, so Warrant Officer 1 to Warrant Officer 3, and Officer 1 to Officer 3.
Oh, generals don't get this.
Why would they?
Just saying. Y'all don't get it.
How much? About
sorry, General.
$15,000 a month, if not more. Why would they?
You're not getting this one. Not
Why
even the
would they?
colonels.
Nope. Oh God.
Not
no.
no.
It stops at what?
Not
Captain?
even a
Yeah, it
even a
stops at
major.
captain.
It stops
Yeah,
at captain.
captain,
Yeah.
So the program is for spouses to use to get like
How
licensing.
much money does majors make?
Probably like 7,000 plus, depending on spouse,
month?
depending on children, yeah, and
Oh,
depending
okay.
on obviously how long they've been a major.
Right.
But I know like we did our CO, we checked on how much he made because he had a whole bunch of kids, and he made was like roughly 6,000 a pay period.
Oh.
Yeah. So I would assume in a
Gotta get
major-
me a young wife and join the military again.
That works. But yeah, so spouses, you guys are finally getting some help. It's more of like get off your ass and work, in my opinion. But hey, it is what it is. You guys get $4,000 in tuition. That can get you up to associate's degree if you
Right.
want
Right.
for free. So
Yeah. If you go to one of those for-profit Call Me Now universities, you could get a bachelor's.
call me now. Don't go to those. Don't waste the money because you're going to find out later on the whole thing was a scam and then
Can I just call it a Call Me Now?
What was it? Education Connection? You remember that whole program?
What?
Get
What?
Education Connection. Y'all don't know that?
No.
Okay, you do know it. Okay.
Oh, the producer knows.
Education Connection was this whole thing that was advertised on like Nickelodeon
Oh,
channels.
how
It's
would
a
I know?
whole scam.
Yeah.
It was pretty much to get like your education quick and fast, more affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they scammed everybody.
Oh, they connect you. They disconnect you from your money. Ouch.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But I think
Ouch.
this is a great thing for military spouses. I mean, something for them to do in the part-time that you
Yeah.
don't have to pay for.
Right.
So
go
make
back
sure you guys,
But what if you already have an associate's? Can you go back and get a bachelor's?
yeah.
Yeah, the 4,000 doesn't.
It adds on to what
Or
you
if you already
have.
have a bachelor's, you want to put it towards a master's.
Master's,
I mean, you'll
exactly.
probably get about a tenth of a credit, but at least you'll get a start.
It's something.
That's
okay? With the military, you kind of have to just take what you get sometimes. And at least they're doing something. So
Take
we
what
can
you get with
appreciate
no
that.
regret.
Exactly.
There you go.
If I was a military spouse, I'd be like, cool. Extra
Yeah.
4,000. You don't have to be a degree. What if you want to be like a nail tech or?
Or you could put it towards something like such.
You could do like if you want to be a
Vocational.
personal trainer.
Oh, is that right?
You go to school to be a welder,
Oh, okay.
basket
Yeah.
weaving.
That's one occupation I wish I had learned.
Welding?
Welding.
Yeah.
I really and truly do. And it's not too late. Maybe I think I can get some. No, but welding and no, but seriously, I really and truly wish if I had picked up welding.
Yeah.
It's the one skill
amazing.
that I don't like. I know how to light the torch, probably burn the place down, but in the process, but you know what? It is one thing that I really wish if I had
It is.
really learned.
I wish I would have took like.
It's not too late for you. Nothing like it's too late for me either, but
I don't want to burn myself.
yeah, I know. That's the one thing. You know, we go through that. You see the sparks, and the
Yeah.
first thing comes to mind, I'm going to burn myself.
Yeah.
I don't want that. But they have all kind of protective ways.
They do, and it's set up so you're fine, but it's
You know, back in
like-
my day, they didn't, you know, you like,
yeah, you just
you're
stick your
welding,
hand
you
in
know,
it.
you barely got clothes on. Sparks flying every, what's that, a cigarette?
I bet. Oh my god.
Fireworks
Yeah,
in
things have
February.
definitely changed. I would have been a construction worker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, I can see that in you, but
Why?
I don't know.
It would take some time, but the way I like college is great, as I am in college right now. But let's be honest, those vocational skills are great.
They
Like,
are. You know,
need to know how to do these things because to
Well,
pay someone is so expensive. Like,
a great example. You see all the work I'm doing on my house,
right?
and a lot of it I can do, except there's 3 areas that I'm not good at:
What?
welding, plumbing, and electric.
All the expensive stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not that far from a YouTube education. Don't play with me.
No.
No.
YouTube is not going to get me to touch nothing electrical or welding, nothing. That's
Well-
one thing I would need to go to school for.
Well, okay. Electrical, I'm still debating, and the only reason why is because I'm bald. I might want to grow some here. You know, so I might.
What, in the
No.
white man style?
The little horseshoe. Bzzz.
Or what's that man's name?
Who, Jefferson?
No.
George Jefferson?
Michael Steele. The-
Oh. Michael. Now,
You'll have to put
in
a
case
picture
you don't
of
know who
that
I'm
man.
talking about, I'm talking
That-
about the former party chair of the Republican Party, Michael Steele. A brother.
Yeah, he can't let
Let's
it go.
connect, man,
Yeah, let it go.
for 5 seconds.
Let it go.
Michael, let me tell you how bad it looked, and then we're going to get back on veteran stuff.
Oh, my God.
When your hairline in the back wants to meet the one in front, let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, bro.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Let it go.
It's you're bald from the 98% of your head. What's the
98.
purpose?
She is not even exaggerating. And a lot of you veterans do this.
They do.
You have this one strip going around your head. What is this? I mean, come on. I see my fellow veterans at the VA, and they're walking around. They take their hat off, and it's just a little strip of hair going around here. What?
I don't
What are you
understand.
trying to hold on to? You know, I look around and I say, you know, my hair, you know, it was just.
It's easier to be bald at this point.
I
Like,
woke up one morning and I just saw my wavy hair just doing what it does.
waving by.
It was just waving me bye-bye. It was laying on the pillow. Bye, Joe.
All right. No, on a serious note, with this military tuition for military spouses, if you are a service member yourself, make sure you pass that on to others because I know a lot of people can make use of this, especially in this economy.
I just love the fact that you can use it for vocational
Yeah.
skills as well.
Vocational skills are great. I mean, they're coming back harder than ever as people are starting to realize, like,
It's needed. I mean, it's needed. And, you know, shame on, I'm not going to even get into it.
nah, let's
God,
not. But
God,
make
no.
use of that tuition aid, military spouses. You know, they want you guys to do something. So, all right. So for today, I wanted to talk about our good old fellow Marine, unfortunately, J.D. Vance, or as we call him, Shady Vance. So, Shady Vance wants to privatize some VA services if he's elected, and he did an interview recently where he talked about that he would fire and cut thousands of federal jobs that include many of them at the VA. His exact words were, probably 90 to 95% of the people at the VA are fantastic human beings, but you've got a small slice at the VA who are bad apples that make it really hard for everybody else to do their job. Now, hold on one second. He said, this
Mixed
is what-
emotions.
Hold
It's
on.
like my worst enemy going over the side of a cliff in my brand new Bentley.
Hold on. He said, this is why veterans spend 3 hours on the phone trying to get an appointment. This is why you have people commit suicide because they're waiting 28 days to get an appointment with the doctor. It is a small sliver at the VA, but you can fire those people, right? Give the people who are doing their job a raise and fire the people who are doing their jobs, who aren't doing their jobs. He said, I think that there are areas where the VA actually works well, so I would say get rid of the whole, I wouldn't say get rid of the whole thing, but I would say give people more choices, and you will save money in the process. Now, a nod to what he said about the slowness of the VA with getting appointments and all that stuff. I will give him that point. Because it does, depending on the VA that you're at, right? Not everybody runs as smoothly as West Haven VA. I do understand that it does take some time to get appointments, especially for if you have like specialized
But is that
care.
personalized? Is that personnel issue, or is that lack of personnel?
No, he's coming for these civilians that have nothing to do with the issue.
No, but I'm saying, is this, with not getting an appointment,
Yeah.
is that personnel behavior, or is it lack of personnel?
It is lack of personnel.
Yeah, so-
absolutely lack of personnel.
So instead of thinking of, let's attack the personnel, what about if we first start with, if you're going to talk about people getting treatment, I have mixed emotions about what you just read. To a degree, he's right.
Right.
The fact that there are people who are at the VA that have dirty attitudes, don't want to help,
Right.
and and we have one of the best run VAs in the country, which is the one right here in Connecticut, in West Haven, Connecticut.
Right.
This is a great VA.
It
Not
is.
great.
It's okay.
It's a high performing VA. It can go higher.
Yes.
There's a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
And that room for improvement comes with that small sliver of employees that should go, that they should get rid of.
I do.
But, for example, right now, there's a hiring freeze at the VA.
Right.
So if you're going to get rid of these people, are you going to replace
Right.
with, and how do you find qualified people? Or what is the, I guess this is not to you, but it will be, this is an open question, more so to the system. What is the mechanism in place that you'll put in place to bring in good people, to hire good people, to qualify good people, what's good or bad,
Right.
to be in these positions? Because they need it, no question about it. They definitely, what he said has a truth to it.
It does.
To some extent.
I hate to give him that, but it does have some truth. I think that obviously the hiring process of the VA, I know it's very intense. I don't know exactly how in depth, because you can lie, right? Let's be
Right.
honest. People show your best face when you're trying to get a job.
Always your representative.
Exactly. But what the VA can do is like, which I think they do, but I'm not sure how much they check in, is like a trial basis.
Right.
So we hire you and let's see how you perform in a year.
Well, no, let's start with a 30, 60, 90. You do well in 30 days, you move on to the 60 days.
Yeah.
Do well in 60 days, you're in for a 90.
Right.
But then you could bump that up to 6 months.
Right.
Okay, how did you do a 6-month evaluation? Or go from the 90 to 1 year, which is probably a better thing to do.
Yeah.
Go from 90 to 1 year, because after
Because
the
people
90 days,
get
people
complacent.
Exactly, but here's the thing. This is how those who are just there to get a check versus who are there to get a check and help,
Right.
which in other words, get a check and do your damn job.
Exactly. Ain't nothing wrong with getting a check,
No,
but just
nothing
do
wrong
your
with that.
job.
Do your job.
You don't have to be nasty to
Right.
veterans to
Right.
make the things harder for them.
And that's why I said get a check
Yeah.
and do your job.
Exactly.
You know, there's nothing wrong with getting a check.
Right.
But the people who actually made it possible for you to have a job, to get a check,
Right.
you should at least be kind to
To
them.
them. Exactly.
More understanding. And look, I understand everyone have a bad day. Everyone have bad days.
Yep.
But still, when you're having a bad day, you have to check yourself and realize the person in front of you might have even a worse day than you're having.
But especially when it comes to veterans, when
Exactly.
when you understand, and most of the people seeing it that, I'm speaking specifically to West Haven here, is a lot of the older generation of veterans, right, who suffer PTSD. They have
big
so much
time.
more going on.
So much
So I
going
think
on.
workers have to should keep that in mind every time they see them. Because yes, I've seen it. I've seen them cuss them out. I've seen them yell. I get all of that, but you have to kind of step back for a second and realize that anger and that attitude is not necessarily coming for you.
But sometimes, and this is something that I heard on the shuttle. I took the shuttle. I was coming up on the coming from the shuttle from the parking lot to the VA, and I heard two veterans talking, and one was prepping, and like, I'm just sick and tired of their behavior up in here, and he's prepping to go in there ready for war. So obviously, he had a bad experience in there. And now he's coming with that.
Yeah.
He's bringing that to the forefront.
Which
to
happens
which
a lot.
I had to say, well, why don't we just see how they act with you first today?
Yeah.
And if they don't,
Then,
give them a break.
Right.
Now, of course, it could have been selfish reasons why I did that, why I intervened. But I was willing to say, hey, why don't we just see how they act today?
Right.
And if they don't, then bring that work to them.
Right.
I give them the green light to do it. Bring it,
Yeah,
cuss them out.
definitely. Obviously, call them
Because-
out because some of them are nasty.
right.
But give people a break. And especially right now, like you said, with the hiring freeze, the people there's a lot of departments that are short staffed
Right.
and having to carry on much more work than they usually will.
Right.
So, give them a break sometimes. Just
Give them a break.
But the privatization of the VA.
That's a total no-starter.
If you're a veteran and you genuinely believe that will help you,
You're crazy. You're crazy. To privatize the VA is no.
Yeah.
I can't go for that. No, that's like trying to privatize DMV. No, no.
it's
Are you
just not
kidding
a
me?
good idea.
It's not a good idea at all.
Think about what you will lose coming to the VA, being around veterans that understand what you're going through, having those small conversations, having a place to go to with people that simply understand you, not just being shoved into a doctor office because JD
Right.
Vance thinks it's cheaper for them.
My thing is, why don't the VA have like a rec center of sorts?
They do.
Where?
Isn't they have I'm speaking once again, Connecticut. What's the annex for and what's the...
In Orange?
Yeah, and then there's another one in...
I don't know anything about them. There lies the problem.
Yeah.
If the veterans don't know about them, they don't have them.
So here's the problem with that. When it comes to rec centers for veterans, you have to understand that not all veterans behave the same way.
I understand that.
So there's not enough
Personnel to
cover them.
Again, back to square one.
Personnel.
Get the personnel to support the veterans because rec centers, I think, having spaces, because you highlighted that, where veterans can communicate with each other, be able to talk and have conversations, that helps.
Yeah, it does.
I would think it helps.
It
I'm not a
absolutely
therapist, but I know being able to talk to people.
I love communicating with other veterans because
Yeah.
there's just certain things that a
We
civilian
experience.
will never get.
Yeah,
You can
a
explain
civilian
it to
will
them
never
as
get.
clear as you want
Right.
to. They have never experienced it. So having that other, same way in the military, having those
And
people to
this
share
is
their experiences.
exactly why the Army should give us our 11 million so we could create more soldiers, which will be veterans, so civilians will understand what we're talking about more. Did that make sense? It made sense to me. It made $11 million sense to me.
Oh my God. Who is, I don't even know who's in charge of the Army. Just cut the man a check so he can stop.
So I can shut up. It's called shut up money.
Oh my God.
Cut the check.
All right, let's go into hot topic. All right, so the New Jersey is finally here. Do you know what the
who?
New Jersey is?
No.
The New Jersey is the first, the Navy commissioned the first sub designed for men and women.
And they call it the
The New Jersey, yeah.
Why the New Jersey?
Don't ask me. It's they have multiple subs that's named in New Jersey.
Yeah?
I don't know. I thought maybe it was made there, but it just happened.
No,
to be
we make the damn submarines right here in Connecticut.
It just happened to be the name.
Oh, at least
But
part of it.
If you are a female, you know, I don't know why you would, but if you are a female that wants to be in the subs, now you can, you know.
Curiosity. That's why women want to go.
Don't
I
do
want to
it.
know what it's like.
This can't end well. When I read the headlines, I was like, this ain't going to end well. This ain't
Well,
gonna
I
end
guarantee you them boats them subs going to coming up a lot more faster. That 6-month deployment underwater.
6 months?
Nah, how long?
It
Smith
depends.
was here. And he said they were underwater for
It depends.
months at a time.
Yeah, it depends on which sub you're on.
Yeah.
So they'll go down for like 3 months. Some go 6 months.
The woman would be
If
like,
you get stuck down
2
there,
days. I said,
I will shoot myself.
I can't even do a day. I'll be
I
honest.
don't want to. This
I'm
is just-
claustrophobic.
Who's asking for these rights? That's all I know. It's like certain rights we don't need. I don't want to.
I have mixed emotions about a submarine, me being in a submarine.
I don't.
I have mixed emotions. I'm curious to know what it's like,
No.
but it's like
Maybe a day
skydiving.
trip. Maybe a day
I'm
trip.
curious, but I ain't going to do it.
I would do skydiving.
All right.
Before I would be stuck in a little boat underwater with men. No thanks.
Yo, okay, I say skydiving. What about those little, you know how they fly off those flying thing?
What?
You never seen those little wing things?
Oh,
what they call
they're
those?
like sugar gliders.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Would you
is-
do that?
You hate yourself. No, I wouldn't do that.
That's me in submarines. Curious to know how they work. I'm not going to try it.
No, I'm good.
Uh-uh.
I'm good. Do you remember that one clip where it was a submarine and they're recording the outside, and it was this weird like hand that touched the
And it went to sleep.
it just touched it and it disappeared. And they're saying it's like it looked like a hand, but it was just webbed. It webbed. Like these are things I can't see down there. Because one, you can't come back up and say anything, right? I'm
That's
sure
right.
you can't tell nobody.
Whatever
The
happened in
boat
that
is already
water stays
bad. Like,
Yeah.
the boat. Look how much issues they have with the boat. Imagine a submarine.
You know, back in, what's that, 2012, I think it was? Maybe even earlier. A plane went missing, Flight 370.
Mm-hmm.
That thing went missing ever since then. A plane with so many passengers.
And this is the one that they don't know.
Never found it. I mean, they were looking for debris. They thought they found it. Never found it. And all I could say is, submarines, that's how I think of you. They're not going to find
You're
you.
not. You're already underwater. What's the purpose?
Exactly. Something happened. It's like, he was a good guy. He did well for his community.
I just
He
think
talked about
the-
veterans a lot.
I think about the submersible, like that just crushed.
Oh.
No. Navy, bro. People want pay raise. They want better lives, not to live on a boat half the time.
You
But,
talking about
hey,
the submersible that went down to the Titanic?
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing. I never understood, why would you even attempt to do that if military submarines have not gone down there yet and recruit that thing?
White
Come on, these are submarines that have been designed to go depths.
White people are bored.
If they,
White people with money are bored and they don't have nothing else. Give it to people who need it. Okay? You could do so much. Donate to colleges so that people get free tuition. No, you want to waste millions of dollars. Then the next day, the company, the CEO, the next day they had a listing for the CEO position.
not making fun of the people who die, but
Right, no, of
I'm
course
just
not.
gotta say,
It's
if
just-
you sitting on millions and you decide to go deep sea diving,
And the Titanic. What is this session with the Titanic, bro? I don't get it.
the movie, it up, got everybody thinking that they wanted to go deep dive to see it. They want to live the movie. Jack.
The movie's not even real.
People want to
It's
live the
made
movie. That's
up.
my point. They want to live the
Oh
movie.
my God, I hate. My mom loves that movie, and I can't stand it. Speaking of my mom,
Yeah.
so I guess
Keep in mind, this is the love of my life, so I want to hear this.
The other day, I think she called me, and it was like a Sunday or Saturday, and I was sleeping in. So she sends me the Marine Corps hymn. She said, "This is what you need to wake up to." She hates the idea of me sleeping in, bro.
No.
I just can't. I can't make this
She
stuff
tells
up.
me, she goes, I call that lazy girl. She ain't move, you know.
And she could sense it. I swear. Even when I was in the military, she could sense me sleeping past 7 o'clock. 7 a.m. She feels it within. Nah, she can't sleep in that long, and she calls me every time, without a doubt.
But don't worry, she calls me too, so that's all right.
But you don't sleep.
Well, that's true too. I don't.
You're not sleeping in. I need to sleep in. I just thought I would share that because that was so hilarious that she sent it to me.
Well, thank you very much for hanging out with us. We know you can be anywhere doing whatever you want, but we give thanks and shouts to you for hanging out with us, and salute to you, the men and women who wore and are still wearing the uniform of the United States military.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.